In the back of the book segment tonight, body language, 3 hot topics for you, beginning with Bill Maher on the Conan O'Brien program last night.
We have a two-party system. He needs those votes. He has to convince...
He doesn't need those votes. That's the point. He does not need those votes. They have 60 votes. They only need 51.
But there is something to be said, probably, for making in a two-party system.
He has tried. We do not have a two-party system.
Right.
We have two parties, but we don't have the right two parties. What we need is a progressive party in this country. We don't have it.
So your prediction...
Did I hurt you?
No, you didn't hurt me. You didn't hurt me. I have my own views.
All right, here now the queen of body language, Tonya Reiman. Now look, Conan O'Brien is a comedian. He's a smart guy, a Harvard guy. But he doesn't want to lose any more audience that he's already lost in the past 2 months because he took Leno's place and that show's not doing well. So he's down like this, and what does that tell you?
That's the worst possible place to be. When you're like this, everything is looking down. It's almost his hands are up. It looks like he's going, what happened to my power? Where did it go?
Right.
And what does Bill Maher do? The ultimate in pacifying, he leans over and touches him. So this was a really, Bill Maher was very dominant in this situation.
Absolutely.
And
right.
He even says it at the end when he goes, he leans over and he goes, did I hurt you? You look crestfallen. And, you know, O'Brien tries to recover by lifting up and doing all these big exaggerated movements, but you just can't recover from that.
Okay, so what, in your opinion, listening to what Maher was saying, wasn't that ridiculous? I mean, Maher is a very far left guy now. He's changed over the years, and he's pushing this progressive agenda. But O'Brien should know that, and it wasn't. Maher was much more offensive later, and we're going to show that clip in Pinheads and Patriots. But why was he bothered with this?
Yeah, I think, you know what it came down to? I saw a joust here. I mean, O'Brien doesn't seem as angry as Maher. Maher wins because he's angrier.
Sure.
Yeah. And that happens. There was at one point like a gesture, go for goat gesture. Who's going to win with the gestures? And I think Maher wins because he's angrier.
So summing up is that O'Brien just does not know how to handle this guy.
No, he doesn't. Even you could see he pulls back quite often.
Right.
He doesn't know what to do.
Doesn't know what to
right.
do. Okay. Michael Vick, the NFL quarterback, spent a couple of years in jail for the dogfighting deal. Everybody knows that. Did one interview, and one interview only, with 60 Minutes.
The first day I walked into prison and they slammed that door, I knew, you know, the magnitude of the decisions that I make and the poor judgment and what I, you know, allowed to happen to the animals. And, you know, it's no way of, you know, explaining, you know, the hurt and the guilt that I felt. And that was the reason I cried so many nights, and that put it all into perspective.
All right, tight shot on him, which makes it harder to read body language, but what'd you see in his face?
I think that he did 2 things. First thing he did was he stuck his tongue out 3 times. Now, I've watched him when he did the first interview, and I know that he does that. He has issues. He sticks his tongue out a lot.
Now, what does that mean?
Well, it can mean a bunch of different things. Typically, you say that when you see someone do it often, it could be a cue for deception. It might just be that he has a dry mouth because he's under pressure.
Yeah.
So, you know, I have seen him do it before, but of course, in the last interview I thought he was a little deceptive as well. Here, this is what I think. He uses the phrase, you know, 5 times in this 25-second clip. And when I hear that, I see somebody who's feeling vulnerable. When you repeat the same phrase over and over again, it's a sign of vulnerability. In addition to that, I think that he tries to come across as if he feels bad about what he did. My impression is more that he's ashamed that others viewed him as being wrong.
And how did you draw that conclusion?
Just not only based on the words he used, but also I saw a look of contempt when he talks about feeling bad about it. I see his lip go up on one side, which is a sign of contempt, which tells me he's angry that other people thought that what he did was wrong. So the pain he's
feeling is the scorn of society, not the pain of the dogs going down,
yes,
in your opinion.
Yes, in my opinion, I didn't feel like.
All right, Miley Cyrus, 16 years old, shows up on The View, a daunting task for even a guy like me. Roll the tape.
In the book, you talk about the love of your life, Prince Charming, you call him. When you broke up, it was the worst day of your life. You do not mention his name. It doesn't happen to be Nick Jonas, does it?
You're not implying anything, you know, but...
We talked to him this year, and I have the quote. He said, it comes down to a good friendship. And then he said, and whatever that has in the future. So do you see a future? Am I telling you something you don't know?
Maybe he does. I am happy with my current relationship status.
Okay, she's leaning away from Barbara Walters,
Right.
which means she didn't want any part of this.
Yeah, look how small she got. Do you see how
Right.
she shrunk her whole body
Right.
over, got very small?
Right.
But the interesting thing, it comes when Barbara Walters says, comes down to, it looks like it could be a good friendship. And when you watch Miley Cyrus's mouth pucker up.
Yeah,
and,
she's not into that.
She's going, I don't want to hear that.
Yeah,
and it's a
right.
sign that, you know, you feel embarrassed that
Right,
this is
and I don't
happening.
think she wants the friendship.
No.
Right, she wasn't going, yeah, that'd be fun. All right, Tonya Reiman, everybody. Thanks, Tonya, as always. We appreciate it. On deck.